Hello. I got into Sheridan's animation program this year, so I'm going to be going through my portfolio, talking a bit about my pieces. As a disclaimer, I'm not actually going to Sheridan. I'm going somewhere else, but I thought this would be helpful because I saw some videos while I was doing my portfolio and they were helpful, so I hope this helps. This is my score sheet. I got 95%. The cutoff for domestic students was 89 and international cutoff was 95, so I was right on the edge. So the first part of the portfolio is the figure drawings, which I got 10 out of 10 on. I'm sorry, I don't know what the other one is. It's lost on my computer somewhere. But with these, my advice is start really early, like at least 6 months before, I'd say. If you can't, like if you're watching this video like 2 weeks before the deadline, then good luck. But I started like practicing at least a couple years before I was doing this because I just wanted to improve. I think showing structure is good for the longer ones and really pushing the gesture is good for the shorter ones. I didn't really push the gesture that much, but it was enough, I guess, to get 10. And people say show detail in the hands and feet. I think that's good advice. I mostly just hit the hands because I can't draw hands. But also, I'd say you can redo these, so there's no harm in like just doing a bunch. And I had to redo these a few times to get good ones. And you can also touch them up in Photoshop. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but I changed the proportions on a couple of these to make them better, which is, I think, pretty good advice. For the hand drawing, I got 9 out of 10. Hands are hard. There's lots of mistakes here. For this, my advice again is just do lots of practice and take good reference pictures that have like clear poses that show the action well and show both sides of the hand. I think someone said that in a video once, and that's probably good advice. I think proportions is like one of the most important things for this. So, I mean, if you're struggling, I guess you could like trace out the general shape. I don't know if that's allowed, but it's also important to get good gesture and exaggerate the pose a little bit. I didn't do that much, so that might be why I lost marks, or the fact that my proportions are a bit whack. But yeah, that's my advice for this one. For the character rotation, I got 14 out of 15, which honestly is pretty generous, considering the last one on the bright has it just doesn't work with the hands. I couldn't figure out how to do it. But this is really tricky. I did this first, and I think that was a good idea because it took a while. My advice for this one is look at like professional character rotations and kind of look at how they do it, because it's really tricky when you're like starting this and you don't know where to begin. It's like a really daunting thing. This was definitely one of the hardest parts for me. One piece of advice I have is do a really simple design. For me, the whole bottom half is just like a cylinder sphere thing, which is great because I don't have to draw legs or feet, which are like the hardest thing. Feet on the ground is like the hardest thing from what I've seen from other people's. So like cover up the feet, like it's a good idea. And yeah, just do a simple design. And for the 3/4 views, if you take like the silhouette and like copy and paste it, it should give you the right for the 3/4 view front, and then paste it for the 3/4 view back. It should give you the right model, and you can kind of trace over it. I mean, obviously you have to like imagine it's from behind, but that helped me quite a bit. With the animation, I got 15 out of 15. I think with this, the most important thing is to understand the 12 principles of animation. I did a course by Aaron Blaze, which basically went through the fundamentals of animation, because it was free on his website. It probably is still free, I don't know, or really cheap, because all his courses are normally on sale. So I'd go check that out, but there are also loads of YouTube videos. And there's the animated survival kit, which is great, and I learned how to do like a bouncing ball from that. I like copied it. That was the only animation I'd done before this, so this wasn't great, but it was enough to get 15. But this is essentially a bouncing ball just applied to a walkie-talkie. So choose a really simple action. People do really complicated actions like going through lasers and stuff, which is cool if you can do it, but it takes time, and like this is one of the most time-consuming parts of the portfolio. So I'd say just do something really simple that you can do, and make sure it's on model. Lots of people's that I saw weren't on model and they didn't get as high marks. And really just squash it. Like if you look at the beginning of mine, it really is pushed quite a lot, and I think that's good. So then with the storyboard, I got an 18 out of 20. The storyboard's kind of tricky because it's hard to know what they want, but I think the main thing to focus on is just doing a variety of angles, and making sure that the story is really clear. That's like the most important thing. For the layout, I got 14. I can see lots of mistakes in this, so I agree with that mark, but the main thing with this is focus on composition and storytelling. Make sure you lead the eye well, and make sure that the audience knows what's going on, and include like lots of little details that kind of show what's happening. So like for the forest, I did all the trees were sort of angling over, which kind of made him feel like trapped, and also the river was kind of flowing towards him, so that was like leading the eye towards him. And then for the indoor one, you know, everything's sort of off angle, everything's fallen over, it's all kind of collapsed, the windows are broken and stuff, so those are kind of the details that you can add. And then for the personal artwork, I got 15. I think for this, just show variety as well. I think it's 5 to 7 pieces, so I just did the minimum and did 5, but you can put pieces together. Like this is all one piece, this is like sketchbooks, and then a design. This is a really good thing to do, where you sort of analyze an animal and then you kind of make it into a design. My design of my goat isn't great because I don't really understand goats, but you know, it's alright. And then I did a character as well, because I like characters. And then I did these sketchbook pages, which looked like they were done at the beach, but I actually just watched YouTube videos and drew from them, because with them you can just pause them and draw, which is a lot easier. You don't have to draw from life, but this looks like they were drawn from life, so that's good. And then I did this painting, which was acrylic. This was just for school, but like I think it's good to get some colour stuff in there so you can do some colour. Then I did these random character designs, which are like unrelated, but I think it's good to show character design. I think show what you're interested in. Like I really want to do character design, so I focused on that. And then I did these, which were inspired by Terry Pratchett's Discworld books. So the one on the right is actually the design I used for my rotation, because I couldn't be asked to do another one for that, so I just used the design again. It's fun to do like a lineup of characters and then like expressions and stuff. So yeah, that's my portfolio. I hope this helped. It was good to see these videos when I was doing them, so I hope this helps. And overall, my advice is don't start late, because I started, I think I gave myself like 2 or 3 months to do it, which is enough time. People have done it in like a week, which I don't understand, and got in with like a huge score. But yeah, just start early and you should be fine. And thanks for watching.